This week's video is sponsored by absolutely nobody, but if Canon is watching, I would really like to try out your RF 14 to 35mm. You can always hope. Morning. Today we're here at Figgie Daniel, one of the lesser known tours on Dartmoor. And if you'd joined me about 10 minutes ago, we did have some sky in the background, but we've just been engulfed in this inversion fog, I call it. It's quite hard to find, but if you've got a guide like I have, I really do think everybody needs a tour guide. I've got my own personal tour guide, David, so I'm quite lucky in that respect. I do need a Sherpa. I think that needs to be next on my list. So if there's any volunteers out there who want to carry my bag, very much doubt it, but you never know. It's always worth asking, isn't it? I am hoping that this fog, mist, inversion does clear a little bit. We've got about another 15-20 minutes before the sun does come up. So it is going to come up to the left of the tour there. So fingers crossed it burns through that mist quite nicely. We shall see. Only time will tell. This ain't going to clear, is it? I think that's it. I think, might as well go home. No, it's still beautiful. It's, it's definitely worth the half an hour walk getting up here. And it's about being out and about in amongst this. It's not always about producing that one amazing award-winning photo. It's about getting out, being in the elements, enjoying yourself, and resetting. It just resets your mind. Okay, so I really don't think it's going to come to much today. Sun's been up now for about 10 minutes. We're probably going to leave it another 10-15 minutes, see if anything does clear, see if it does move away, but I don't think it's going to. So what we're going to do is pack up and maybe go and find a little bit of woodland. These sort of conditions, perfect for some woodland photography. But we'll see. That's the thing with Dartmoor, though, the conditions can change so quickly. From when we got here this morning, clear skies, to this just wasn't expected. Okay, so the mist is clearing. We might get lucky. As you can see, the sun's just breaking through the cloud there. It does look quite nice in the back of the camera. I do think we might be very lucky, and it's been worth waiting for. Just need to deal with a few highlights in the back of my camera, so bear with me just 2 seconds. Obviously, as that sun's burning through, we are getting a few highlights. So I'm just going to shoot a bit quicker, compensate for that. That's better. Okay, so I'm shooting at a 30th of a second, 6.3 ISO 50. As we get a bit brighter in a second, I am going to come up to probably f8, f9. I think that sun is just teasing us a little bit there. I think it is going to pop through that cloud in a minute. So the sun's putting a quite nice golden hue within that cloud, which is quite nice. I'm also using a KF filter on the front. It's a variable polarizing filter. I do find this filter does lend itself to these conditions because it does give a muddy tone to the image, I find. This does put a little bit of a colour cast on it. That's the only thing I can say about the KF filter system is the colour cast, but which in these conditions is quite nice. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. We got lucky. It was definitely worth waiting. Just goes to show that sometimes you do just need to stand your ground and wait around. I'm sure if we'd headed back down to the car, we'd be kicking ourselves. We really would, because it did turn into something really, really spectacular. I'm happy with the shots that I got from this location, this position here. So I'm going to try and find a couple of other compositions, have a little move around. Quite like the sun coming in between the holly tree and the tip of the tor there. Although you can't actually see me at the moment, I don't think, but you can probably hear me. Okay, so as I said earlier about changeable conditions up on Dartmoor, as you can see, it's cleared and lifted, and wow, what a backdrop! Absolutely stunning. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's yeah. Well, you can see by the video how beautiful it is up here, and this mist just keeps rolling in, rolling past. Again, I've got no feeling in my fingers, but who needs fingers? Actually, that's quite an important thing to have being a photographer, is fingers. So I need fingers. The conditions just seem to be getting better and better. As you can see behind me, I keep saying it, but it is stunning. It's turned into a beautiful morning. It just goes to show that it's always worth hanging around for an extra 10-15 minutes, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Wow, that was epic. Them conditions were just absolutely superb. So I'm going to go home now, have a cup of tea and edit this video. So I'll see you all later.